The minister's waiting. Some of your family has started to arrive.
Shouldn't you be down there with them?
Somebody had to come up and get you.
Thanks. We'll greet our guests together.
Kyle, please don't ask me to be any kind of a hostess today. I don't even know why we're having this service.
Because we lost our child. Our family cares about us, and they want to share with what we're going through today.
I'm sorry we have to hurt them like this.
Maeve, how can you be so detached?
I'm not. I'm just not as outgoing as some people.
I know you, Maeve. I know it must be killing you to put up a front like this.
There's no front. This is me.
Maeve, you've got to let yourself break a little bit. You've got to let some of the pain out.
Everyone breaks in their own way for their own reasons.
Okay, fine.
I would have preferred to have been alone.
Maeve, we can't be alone now. We've got to stick together. We've got to help each other more than ever now.
I'm sorry, Kyle. I will be your wife today, but I meant what I said about the divorce. And maybe you should start thinking about moving out.
How can you ask me to think about that now?
Sometimes, occupying yourself with practical things is best at times like this.
I don't understand. We haven't even had a chance to discuss this. It's so sudden.
There's nothing to discuss. My mind is made up.
Maeve.
The minister's waiting.
You'll be there, won't you?
I said I would be. Better get ready.
I'll be down in a minute.
We can never really help the people we want to.
Doesn't keep you from trying, though, does it? We saw you, Reva.
We? Who? Saw what?
Me. Maeve. I'd finally convinced her to come over here and talk to Kyle, but when we got here, well, let's just say we sort of saw you two were wrapped up in each other.
Fletcher, the man needed comforting. There was nothing romantic about it.
We both got an eyeful, Reva.
Look, I had the man in my arms, but I was just trying to convince him to go back to his wife and stop the divorce. You do believe that, don't you?
Oh, yeah. About as much as Kyle would have believed me if the situation had been reversed and I'd been holding Maeve like that.
It looked bad?
It looked bad. Reva, it's time that you knew some facts.
What facts?
Maeve saw more than just a hug here in HB's living room. The night I was shot, she saw you and Kyle kissing on the bridge.
I was angry at first, just as you said, but then he started to show some feelings, and I think he's starting to come to grips with it.
That's certainly preferable to hold him.
And Reva Shane has never made anybody happy but Reva Shane.
Sally.
Well, you know perfectly well she's just waiting for Kyle to be free again.
I know no such thing. The fact is that gal has done everything in her power to avoid the man, and not for lack of temptation.
What in the world are you talking about?
Never you mind. But I, for one, am admiring Reva now more than ever.
What's up, Nicole? Was a boy.
Well, if we're all...
Maeve saw us?
Yeah, but none of the good stuff. She didn't see the fight with Kane, me getting shot, just you and Kyle in the clinch.
Well, no wonder she left Springfield to have the baby.
That's right.
And why she didn't contact Kyle that whole time.
Well, you can't exactly blame her behavior considering the circumstances.
Well, she is wrong.
you want to stop here, or do you want to go for the prize behind the curtain?
Maeve isn't divorcing Kyle because the baby died. She still thinks there's something going on between the two of us.
Give the pretty lady a cigar.
Well, now that is crazy. I have got to talk to her.
It won't do any good because her mind is made up.
Well, I'm just going to have to unmake it.
How?
It doesn't matter, Fletcher. A minute ago, there wasn't a thing I could do to help Kyle. Now there is. I can save their marriage.
You sure Kyle wants you to do that?
The night Maeve saw us on that bridge, Kyle and I had agreed that there was no future for us.
Kyle agreed, or just you?
I've got to talk to her.
Listen, not at the funeral service. I mean, you and me are the last two people Maeve wants to see on Earth.
That's what she thinks. The sooner she knows the truth, the better it's going to be.
Let's just wait till after the ceremony.
I can't, Fletcher. The sooner she knows that there's nothing going on between Kyle and me, the better that... the sooner this hurt is going to stop. I've got to talk to her. Oh, that this is a bad time.
Bad. I never thought of you as cruel or unfeeling until you walked through that door.
I just need to speak to you for a minute.
We have nothing to say to each other.
Oh, yes, we do. Fletcher told me that you saw Kyle and me on the bridge the other night.
What are you trying to do to me?
I'm trying to tell you that whatever you saw wasn't what you think it was.
Please, don't insult me. You have my husband. What do you want, my self-respect, too?
I knew that you'd try to throw me out of here if I came over. But I had to come. I want you to know the whole truth.
I know that you and Kyle deserve each other. You're both like a couple of animals, predators. Well, take him. But don't you ever come back to my home again.
Why won't you listen to me?
Because facts speak louder than words.
The fact is that whatever existed between Kyle and me is over.
Oh, really? Well, then perhaps you'd care to explain why he's still holding on to your engagement ring. And why he still owns the deed to Reva Bend.
Kyle, don't you have any sense of decency? This is a memorial service for Kyle and Maeve's
Sally.
baby. Are you so desperate to hold on to Kyle that you come barging in here to sink your claws into him when he's so grief-stricken he won't know better?
Mother!
Why are you here, Reva? You're not a Lewis, and you sure as hell aren't a Samson. You do not belong here.
For once, Sally, I agree with you.
I'll go with you.
No, I don't need a friend like you, Fletcher. One who talks out of both sides of his mouth.
HB, don't you dare go after her. That's just what she wants you to do, to just beg her to come back.
Woman, don't you tell me what to do. I've cared for that gal since she was a little baby, and I'm not going to turn my back on her now.
HB,
Come on, Mama. I'm gonna take you home.
no, Kyle. Kyle needs
No, I don't think Kyle needs anybody right now. But, Mindy,
Well, then why did you show up at the service today?
To offer my condolences. Why else?
Sally thinks it's because you wanted to be near the man you love.
Well, Sally has her own unique view on everything. It is over with Kyle and me. It has been for a long time.
That's a lot of fire from a cold stove.
Harlan, I just feel guilty about Maeve. That now that she has a reason to be jealous of me, I feel responsible.
Reva, darling, you got nothing to feel guilty about. You didn't know that Kyle owned the house. And when he asked you to run off to that island with him, you turned him down flat.
Oh, yeah, well, that's no big deal. I told you it was history between Kyle and me.
Uh-huh. Reva, I saw you when he asked you to go to Treasure Moon, remember?
Who am I trying to kid? I wanted to go to Treasure Moon with Kyle. But if I had, I'd never been able to let him go. And even after one night, I would have been able to just forget it. All I would have had to care about was me and Kyle being together.
Reva, darling, that is exactly what you said to me right after Kyle left.
Harlan, you know better than anyone what being with Kyle can do to me. And it scares me to think that that might happen again. What do you think's going to happen now that they've lost their baby?
Oh, God, I don't know. But you know what they say about too many cooks? Kyle and Maeve have got to work out their own problems. Now, let's you and me get on with our lives.
Agreed. You came here to stir up trouble, and you did.
Reva asked me to come here, and you're the one who caused the trouble by jumping to conclusions.
You never should have brought her here, tonight of all nights.
Reva wanted to explain things to Maeve, assure her there was no reason for jealousy here.
You
and
should
while
have
we're
kept
on the
her away
subject,
from here. After what she saw here tonight, God knows where she's gone to.
Aren't you worried about the wrong woman? Shouldn't you be concerned with your own wife? She's out there all alone.
I can take care of Maeve.
Yeah? Well, don't ask me for any letters of recommendation. Get out.
Maeve and I will handle our own problems together.
I hope so. But if Maeve does come to me for support, trust me, she's gonna get it.
Gee, I wish there was something I could say or do to make you feel better. I just know that time's about the only thing that's gonna help to hurt your feeling right now. But in the meanwhile, if there is any help that you need, we're here for you. Me, Vanessa, and HB.
I don't know, Billy. I feel like everything is just falling apart. I don't know. Maybe it already has.
Maeve come back?
No. And I don't know if she will.
Do you want her to?
She's my wife.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure that's an answer. If you want her, you're gonna have to go get her. That's what I had to do when Vanessa and I were having troubles. Hell, I had to go all the way to Switzerland.
Well, at least you knew where Vanessa was.
No, not at first I didn't. My point is, Kyle, if you love a woman, you're gonna have to do whatever it takes to be with her. You're gonna have to make whatever sacrifices there are. You feel that way about Maeve? Because if you don't, I'm not sure you're doing her any favor by staying in a marriage that doesn't work.
Maeve's a good woman.
Yes, she is. And she deserves a man who feels the same way about her that she does about you.
I know she does.
So how does Reva fit into all this?
I don't know, Billy. I honestly don't know.
Well, you better make a decision. Hey, I know Reva. Reva's turned out to be most an irritation in my life, but before that, she got to me, Kyle.
What do you want me to say, Billy? What do you want me to say?
I say you're burning hard coal for Reva. I say she's in your blood. And I say once you get a woman that deep down inside, you just can't let go of her that easy.
Look, my responsibilities are to Maeve. She's a good woman. I care for her.
Yeah, well, then you between a rock and a hard place. You got one too many women.
Well, what am I going to do?
You're going to make a decision. No matter how hard it is, you're going to make a decision. And you're going to stick by it. And I wouldn't wait none too long to make that decision.